Hi, in this video today I'm going to show you how you can fix your light which isn't operating properly on your fridge. This is an Ariston fridge, but the same thing will apply to many other fridges. Now, often it will be the lamp itself, but in this instance it's not, because watch this, if you wiggle this sometimes, it will sometimes come back on. There you go, it's on now. So the problem is with the actual switch itself. So I'm going to show you a nice easy way to clean that. We're going to use some contact cleaner, but we don't want that getting in the food, so we're just going to move some of the food away from this area. Cleaned up the little area around here in case the electrical cleaner splashes around. We've unplugged the fridge now, so you can see the light's not coming on at all. This fridge has been unplugged for safety, and we're just going to be using this here electrical cleaner. So to begin with, we're just going to be going under here and spraying around the place, just in the hope that some of it might get to the switch. But if it doesn't help, we're going to undo the screw and then see if we can get to the switch itself. So we're just going to spray in there now. And there's a cloth here if it's needed. And we're just going to repeatedly put it in and out. The fridge is off, so the lamp's not going to blow. Right, so we're going to plug the fridge back in now and see if that's made any difference, see if it's fixed it or not. Now, it does say fast evaporating, but still, we're just going to leave it about 5 minutes before we plug the fridge back in, and then we'll see if this has made any difference. Right, 5 minutes have passed, we've plugged it back in, and unfortunately it's still not working. You have to give it a wiggle to get it to work. So what we're going to do is unplug the fridge again, and we're going to use a short little screwdriver and undo the screw here to see if we can get access to the actual switch, because this is just like a plunger. The switch might be this far behind this here. So the fridge is now unplugged. You can see it's not coming on at all. We're just going to use the screwdriver now and see if that will give us access to the switch. Rather than taking it all apart, we're just going to undo the front to see if it gives us enough access, because we just want to spray the actual switch, see if that fixes it. Right, so the screw's out now and it's given us a bit more access there. We're just going to get a torch, a flashlight, to look in there. Right, so if you have a look in there now, you can actually see the switch. So this is the plunger thing, but behind that you can see there's a little cylinder just sticking out, and that's where we need to spray. So hopefully you can just see the top of that cylinder. It's right deep down in here, just here where my finger is, just there. So I'm going to get the electrical cleaner and spray right in there, and hopefully then that will go right into the switch. Right, okay, so now I'm going to spray directly into that. And now I'm going to press it in and also spray into it. And I'm going to just work that round, and hopefully now that might actually get into the switch itself, while before it's just kind of hitting off the plastic here. Right, we're going to leave that for 5 minutes now and see what it does. Right, being very careful here because it's not fully secure, but unfortunately it still hasn't fixed it. So it will work sometimes, but it will still go off occasionally. So it seems to be a bit better, but it's, there you go, so it's still not working right. So we're going to turn the fridge off again, and we're going to take out this bit and see if we can actually get access to the switch, see if there's a chance of fixing it properly. Right, so this was easy to take down. You've got to be careful because you have a little pipe there for the thermostat. But if you have a look back there, there's like a little keyhole thing that goes into there. Ignore the burning, that's just from the light. So you just need to put it forward away from that, and then it just hinged itself down. And you can see now we have full access to this little switch here. So I've taken a picture. It shouldn't matter because it's just a switch, but the neutral's going to here, the live's going to here. So this now will lift out like so. There. And now we just need to undo each spade connector. I'm not sure if these are just going to pull. I think these are just pull ones. So I'm just going to pull that out now. There we go. There. So now we can work on the switch, or you could always replace the switch. But we're going to see if we can actually just get into this, and then hopefully we might be able to just clean it, because it's probably just tarnished. Right, so here we have the switch here, and you can see that there's a little bit here, and also here and here. So I'm going to try to open it up, because you can see the copper here is really tarnished where the little spade connectors have been. So it might be just tarnished on the inside. This fridge is very old now. So I'm going to try to just put this in here and just leave it up there. And I'm just going to use this to try to pry this out. Now hopefully it won't go springing across the room. Right, so I've got that side out now. Let's try to do the same on this side. I'm keeping pressure on it there to try to keep it out. Right, so that's there. And there. Okay. Right, so that's the little plunger there, and there you go. Can you see it does look tarnished? If you have a look, it kind of, well, you can see it's a bit wet from the electrical cleaner, but that middle bit definitely looks, it's dirty. So what we're going to do is, and these look a bit tarnished as well. So this is plunging in here, but actually it's these end bits that are making the contact. So this bit here goes to the top bit. This spade terminal here goes to this one here, and this middle one just goes up here. So look, we've now taken that out, and can you see we have little bits of black on that? That's the reason it's not cleaning. So this switch will be very easy to fix. So you can see there, we just got little bits of black on there, and we probably have little bits of corrosion on the other side of these contacts here as well. So I'm just going to take the spring out so I don't lose it. There we go. And I'm going to just clean up this here. So just give it a little scrape, see if we can get rid of that black. Do the same on this side. Right, so that's doing a good enough job of cleaning it, but we have got a little fiberglass pen. So I think we're just going to use a fiberglass pen on that just to try to get it a bit cleaner. And also we need to do something on here because we really need to clean the other sides of these. But these are going to be, do these push out? Oh, there we go, look at these. These push out as well. There. So we can give these a nice good clean. So amazingly, this will be fully repairable. You can see now that we have black here and also black here as well. And that's why when we were wiggling it, it works sometimes and not other times, because if it was just sat black against black, it's not going to be making a good contact. But every now and then it probably went onto a cleaner bit when you were wiggling in this in and out. It might have just moved this ever so slightly. So let's get a fiberglass pen, give that a clean, this a clean, and it should now be working. Right, so I've got the fiberglass pen. I'm wearing gloves because the fibers just irritate my fingers, and I'm just going to clean up. I'm going to clean up everything, both sides. That's lovely and clean now, and we're going to do these ones here. And we'll be able to test this with multimeter using continuity, so we don't have to worry about plugging it into the fridge and blowing the lamp by pressing it in and out loads of times. A multimeter will do it perfectly on continuity. Right, so you can see they all look much cleaner than they did before. So I'm just going to get onto a fresh bit of blue towel here so I don't get the fibres all over myself. There we go. Right, let's pop these back in here. In fact, we can do this one first, the spring in this one. So the spring goes at the very end. This is going to go onto the spring with that little bit going in towards the spring. So that's what grips onto the spring. Like so. Now we need to put this in here. Like that. And this here. And then I'll push them down bit by bit. So pressing them down now. Now I presume they go all the way in. So my springs come out there, hold on. Right, so that's popped out. Let's just push that all the way in. And now let's try to feed this under. There we go, that's worked really well on that there. And now this part is going to be what levels this in the middle, because you can see that this is on a little spring here and the hole goes into the middle here. So 100% we know now that that is going to work. So let's just get that lined up nicely. Oh, it goes in a groove here, look. If you have a look, there's a groove on either side, and we have 12 and 6 o'clock here lugs sticking out, so that's going to go in the groove here, so that's how it's going to work, just like that. It's a really nice switch. And we're going to pop this in. This is reversible. And let's push it home. Right, now we're going to get a multimeter, put it here and here, and let's see if it works every single time, even if we wiggle it. Right, so we've got the multimeter on. Hold on, let's get it on here. There. There you go, so you can see now, every single time, or you can hear, every time it's working. So I think that there will be a lasting fix. Let's pop it back in the fridge and then see if we wiggle the little plunger, whether or not it's going to work fine. Now amazingly, even though I said a million times that it's definitely going to work, guess what? It's not working, and it's worse than it was before. But the switch itself is working, but it's not working when we've got it together. So right now, don't copy what you see in these videos, this is actually live, and if I was just to take this out here and here, I'm just going to get my assistant here to help. There you go. Can you see it comes on fine? And if I was to use this, the switch is working fine. So the switch is working perfectly. You can see the light coming on there every single time. But what's happening is, because this locks into place via here, it's keeping the switch a little bit too far in. So even when the doors open, it's not allowing it to fully come out. So I think we need to take apart the switch again, and I think we need to bend the metal bits in a little bit to stop this from coming so far out. So let's get the switch, turn off the fridge, get the switch back over to the mat, and let's see now if we can actually fix it now that we know that it's not just corrosion. We think the problem all along now was to do with wear in here rather than corrosion. Right, we've been looking around, we can't see any wear anywhere. So what we're going to do is, we need the contact to make when it's not at the very extreme, because at the moment it's only making when it's at the very extreme. So when we put all this stuff in, it's only there, but that's enough to make it not work. So we've taken these out and we need to push them, we need to make them more angled towards the back, and that way then this is going to make a contact when it's more back here rather than being right the way up here. So it's going to make a contact a fraction of a millimetre or 1 millimetre more this way, and that might be enough. So we're just putting a little bit of pressure down on here to make it a little bit more like that, rather than, that might be a bit extreme. But can you see that's not a right angle anymore? I'm just going to bend that one back a bit, should be using pliers for this. There. So now, maybe that's all it needs. It's not at a right angle anymore, it's just ever so slightly bent down. Because with these, they were fully, everything was fully pushed home. Now I suppose you could try and bend this as well, but now that we've bent these, I think we're going to leave this as it is. So we're just going to reassemble it like you see me do before. And we'll see now, there's no point in testing with the multimeter because we know the multimeter works, but we need it to work in its actual home. So that's gone in there nicely. This looks like it is reversible, so that shouldn't make a difference. There we go. Right, now let's see if that's going to work, because hopefully that might work there now instead of having to be all the way out before it works. So the fridge is still off, we're just going to plug this back in. Okay, so it's back together now. We're going to put the screw in, screw it in. Pretty sure this time it should be working fine. Right, good news, it looks like it's on here, and now it seems to be working a lot better than it did before. It's still very sensitive, meaning that you only have to go in like a fraction of a millimetre for it to work, but before, when you were hitting it up and down, it would come and go, while now it appears to be on. So it looks like bending the contacts did it, and I suppose cleaning it has helped as well. It's probably a mixture of the two. What we're unsure about is, what is the spring on the plunger for? We know the spring behind it is to shove this back out, but why is there a little spring on the front of the plunger? If you know the answer to that, please put it down in the comments down below. But there you go, you can see now that, you can see it's gone off there, on, off, on. So it looks like now it's fixed. So a little bit more work than we initially thought, but we think that's going to be a lasting fix. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you fixed yours in another way, add it down to the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.